air, water, noise, e-waste are all our activities in the name of development are leading to environmental degradation.
According to you, what are the biggest challenges that the environment is facing?
The rate at which the population is increasing, our natural resources are not enough to meet everyone's wants. Secondly, with the increasing population, obviously the level of pollution that every person will be doing is also increasing, and we are not able to curb that pollution at that same rate, which is leading to a complete environmental degradation and disbalance between the consumption and the amount at which we can replenish the same.
नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल एंड वेलकम टू दिस स्पेशल पॉडकास्ट। आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है वो ना किसी एक सिटी से या किसी एक स्टेट से या कंट्री से रिलेटेड है। वो उसमें सिर्फ मैं और आप नहीं, उसमें बहुत सारे डोमेन्स आ जाते हैं। एजुकेशन आ जाती है, इकोनॉमी आ जाती है, जियोपॉलिटिक्स आ जाती है, पॉलिटिक्स आ जाती है। एंड हमने देखा कि बहुत सारे क्रिएटर्स इस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक पे कंटेंट नहीं बना रहे हैं। एंड द टॉपिक, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस, इज एनवायरनमेंट, यानी कि पर्यावरण। And with me, I have our special guest, Mr. Ayush Garg, who is the Executive Director of Eco Paryavaran, which is a group known as the largest and probably the oldest environmental consultancy in India, and also a one-stop solution to all the environmental needs under a single roof.
Green greetings. Thank you so much, Gaurav ji, for introducing me and inviting me to this beautiful podcast where we're going to talk about the very pressing issues, as you said, is environment and environment as industry. So I'm very glad to be here and I'm doing great. Let's see how it goes.
I'm very excited about this podcast, honestly, because I understand कि जितनी ज़्यादातर मैंने पॉडकास्ट या कंटेंट देखा है यूट्यूब पे, वो ना ऊपर-ऊपर से बात करता है
Right.
और एनवायरनमेंट के अंदर डिटेल में कोई ज़्यादा लोग नहीं जा पाते हैं। सो हैविंग यू, जस्ट टू गिव यू अ स्मॉल इंट्रोडक्शन अबाउट मिस्टर आयुष गर्ग, ही इज़ द एलुमनाई ऑफ NMIMS Mumbai and Masters Union Gurgaon, currently studying sustainability at IIM Calcutta. At the age of 26, he is the youngest city ambassador, Swachhata ambassador, as they say, for Mohali Municipal Corporation, and also the founder of India's top 10 environmental startups. I want to ask you two things. What is environmental sustainability to you?
Right.
And what is your motivation behind working 24/7, day in, day out, 365 days a year in the field of environment?
So, answering your first question, environmental sustainability is as simple as it actually sounds. We are only complicating it by using it as a jargon in different areas. Sustainability, as it suggests, is basically that your actions, your human activities, and the environment is going hand in hand, where you're taking care of your present needs as well as catering to the future generations. And when we talk about environmental sustainability, I talk about three things: that economic prosperity, environment conservation, and social equity. There is a balance between these three things. So, till the time all activities are having a balance between these three things, it means this is environment sustainability to me. And that is what I would like to tell all the viewers also, that it is as simple as it gets, and all your basic actions from morning to evening, if you're thinking it in this way, then I'm very sure that you've understood environment sustainability very well. Coming to your next part, what is my motivation? Now I have 2 points for me to drive me to work towards environmental sustainability from the very beginning. My first inspiration is my father, Dr. Sandeep Garg, who has been working, thinking, doing excellent work in the field of environment when no one was even talking about the environment sector, and environment was not even there in our study books. I'm talking about 25 years back when he started single-handedly environmental consultancy. So you can imagine, since the age of 3 years and now to the age of 26, I have been having him as my inspiration and role model, who's been working for the environment since then. And number two, I believe my motivation as a business to choose environment as a business is, whenever you have to work in any business, you see कि problem सबसे ज़्यादा कहाँ पर है. Business is all about finding solutions to the problems. And Gaurav ji, I don't see any bigger problem than environment currently. Be it any kind of pollution, air, water, noise, e-waste, are all our activities in the name of development are leading to environmental degradation. So what is a better business than to solve any of those problems? at a national or an international level. So that is my motivation behind environment sustainability.
एग्जैक्टली अर्थ डे है, एनवायरनमेंट डे है, ट्री प्लांटेशन होती है, बट वो ना एक बज़वर्ड बन के रह जाता है। ग्राउंड रियलिटी ये है कि क्या ये सिर्फ मेरे इंडिविजुअल का काम है? क्या ये हर एक इंडिविजुअल का काम है या इसके लिए ब्रॉडर पॉलिसी चेंजेस की ज़रूरत है? इसमें इंस्टीट्यूशंस को साथ आना पड़ेगा, ग्रुप्स को साथ आना पड़ेगा।
आपका घर साफ करना आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, आप किसी से करवा सकते हो, बट इट इज़ एट द एंड ऑफ द डे योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। आप खुद को, आप अपनी बॉडी को न्यूट्रिशन देते हो, आप अपनी खुद की बॉडी को क्लीन करते हो, एंड यू टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ, and you can take anyone else's support for that, but at the end of the day it is your responsibility to take care of your body. Similarly, if you are living in the environment, you're part of the environment. So if you're part of the environment, it is your responsibility at your level to take care of the environment. Now obviously it needs to be regulated. That's why there are policies, there are solution providers, and there are problem creators. So it is in the entire ecosystem in which everyone has a different responsibility, whether small or large, at an individual level, at a government level, or at an entity level. That is why we call it Mother Earth. So if you're terming it as Mother Earth, then how can you say that it is someone else's responsibility?
So as the founder of FutureCo Ventures, which is a 3-year-old startup, I believe,
Yes, it's a 3-year-old startup.
what are the major milestones that we have achieved? I would like to know क्या वो चीज़ें हैं? Can you quantify them in terms of environment? क्या-क्या आप कर चुके हो?
So there were a lot of corporate funding available, and people started understanding the need to invest in the environment. So they wanted players who can invest on their behalf, whether it is CSR, CER, or any personal commitments. FutureCo was started to invest these funds, these initiatives, these resources into good environmental projects such as tree plantation, pond rejuvenation. It's very young as of now, but in 3 years, we have achieved the title of the top 10 environment consulting startups in India by Industry Outlook. And recently, one of the very major achievements we have got is a recognition from the Ministry of Food Processing, in which a cash reward of 4 lakh rupees. We won the Great India Grand Startup Challenge, which was organized by World Food India in 2024, where a cash prize of 4 lakhs and an award to us as the best startup was given to us, which was actually a good motivation for me and the entire team to keep proceeding ahead in this area. And talking about quantifying, if I talk about tree plantation initiatives, we have planted more than 15,000 plus trees in the past 1 year. Talking about pond rejuvenation, we have rejuvenated multiple ponds in the area of Punjab and Haryana. And I'd say, talking about waste management, if I calculate, about 15,000 kgs per day is the amount of waste that we are actually currently treating on a daily basis.
And this is apart from the testing and all the other laboratory works
Yeah,
happening inside
this
the
is the
laboratory.
kind of the impact that we are creating on a daily basis, and I would say this is actually 0.01% or even 0.00001% of the impact that needs to be created. So we have a long way to go, but I'm sure that we are on a good path, and our movements are getting recognized at the government and the international level.
According to you, what are the biggest challenges that the environment is facing?
I believe the biggest challenge that the environment is facing is the rapid growth of population, which we all are very well aware of, that the rate at which the population is increasing, our natural resources are not enough to meet everyone's wants. Number one. Secondly, with the increasing population, obviously the level of pollution that every person will be doing is also increasing. And we are not able to curb that pollution at that same rate, which is leading to a complete environmental degradation and disbalance between the consumption and the amount at which we can replenish the same. So that is leading to a very big problem which we see and which we are currently facing also, with regards to waste management, with regards to degrading air quality, with regards to drying up of our lakes, our ponds, our rivers, with regards to unclean water, hygiene, sanitation, degrading forests, soil erosion, most importantly, global warming at a national, international, and a global level. And the effects of which are very much now visible. Now, global warming is not something which we say it will come in 2030s or 2040s. It is something which is coming every quarter. and we are facing the effects of the same.
It is here. We are already
It
late.
is here. So we are the everything right now, which we were talking 5 to 7 years back, that it will come after 10 to 15 years if we don't change our ways, is currently here. So just imagine what are you seeing after another 10 years down the line.
There has hardly been any snow in Shimla or Manali this year. And just today I was reading the newspaper. अब वहाँ बर्फ पड़ी है आज जाके.
Right? So these are the very small effects that we are seeing due to the global warming.
पिछले कुछ सालों में 5 साल अगर मैं 5-10 साल की बात करूँ, देयर हैज़ बीन अ लॉट ऑफ अवेयरनेस एसडीजी सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल के बारे में बात भी हो रही है पिछले 5-10 सालों में। सरकार ने भी बहुत सारी नई पॉलिसीज़ लाई हैं। बट आई वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड आई वांट यू टू टेल द व्यूअर्स आल्सो व्हाट आर द रियल चैलेंजेस ऑन ग्राउंड दैट कॉर्पोरेशंस एंड इंस्टीट्यूशंस आर फेसिंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ कंप्लाइंग विद दोज़ पॉलिसीज़?
Right. I absolutely agree that there have been a lot of policies, lot of frameworks considering the environment, a lot of investment is there, and a lot of focus is there with the setting up of NGT, National Green Tribunal, and a lot of environmental frameworks, introduction of ESG, introduction of CSR, introduction of CER. So these are certain very positive policies for the environment as a whole and certain implications on our industry. The main thing that we observe on a daily basis is not that the policy is not there. The main challenge that we are observing is the mindset. The mindset right now for especially industries is that environment regulation and environment compliance is a liability. So all the corporates that come to us are saying to us that please help us and give us a solution for our environmental liability. That so if they have to install a wastewater treatment plant, if they have to install a solid waste composter, if they have to install a air pollution control device, or they have to invest certain money for the environmental degradation that their industry has done, they're considering all these expenses as a liability. And obviously, what is human nature? A human nature says that you have to get away with your liability by hook or by crook. So this is the major challenge that we as consultants are facing and the industries are facing, that it's a mindset game. The day these industries, the corporates and institutions start feeling that environment compliance is not a liability, but environment compliance is an asset. Pollution control equipment is not a liability. Pollution control equipment is an asset. An asset they have to invest for themselves and their future generations. You will see a massive change happening all across the country.
Eco Paryavaran is doing a fantastic job in terms of environment as a business.
Right.
And even at the industry level, environment is a very lucrative business and it's growing every day.
Definitely.
So, आप इसके लिए क्या कर रहे हो? What are the future opportunities that you see for the company as well as the youth in general?
So the very basic thing that we do is environmental sustainability trainings, whether at the school level, at the corporate level, at the institutional level, or with the government. So I personally am a sustainability trainer, and we give sustainability trainings to various corporates, and we go to various villages, and we go to various students, because we believe students are the future who will take on this industry as a whole, and we train them that how investing in the environment will help them later on, personally, professionally, as well as environment as a whole. The government is also giving a lot of incentives to the institutes that are investing in environment, and there are certain strict laws as well which the institutes have to comply for, such as CSR and CER. So they have to donate that money, and there is a strict compliance in regulating that if that money is effectively spent on the environment sector or not. And I'm very happy to work with certain professional institutes and professional corporates who are actually investing in the environment, and they are seeing that change in them as well as contributing to the society.
As they say, means are as important as the end. So
Definitely.
you're making sure that that end is met with the right means.
Definitely.
पिछले 20 सालों से भी ज़्यादा से इको पर्यावरण बिजनेस में है। Do you see environment as a sustainable business? And for the new people who are entering environment business, what are the opportunities?
Adani's and even Ambani's, that the richest industries and the biggest industries in India, are also investing and shifting their assets to the environment sector. So, which means that it is a profitable business. And with the rise in government regulation, with the rise in need for environmental conservation, I believe environment as an industry, the green energy is currently in its for its boom, and for investors as well as for people to enter this industry, I believe it's a great time and a great business opportunity.
सो इको पर्यावरण इस फील्ड में क्या-क्या कर रहा है? आई बिलीव देयर आर मल्टीपल कंपनीज़।
So, Eco Paravaran, which it started as an environmental consultancy firm about 20 years back, in which for all industries that want to set up require environmental clearances and they require environmental impact assessment studies to be done. That what is the impact that they will create on the environment, and for all the environmental compliances that are required for the duration of the industry. So, Eco Paravaran Group majorly does environmental consultancy for all types of industries, hospital, colleges, government institutes. Secondly, we have a full-fledged in-house environment testing laboratory in which we are testing all environmental parameters, including air, water, noise, soil, and even civil materials. And we have a manufacturing firm with the name of Eco Paravan Engineers and Consultants, in which we are manufacturing completely in-house wastewater treatment plants, solid waste management systems, air pollution control devices, and so on. And more importantly, we have a R&D division in which we are introducing and researching upon new technologies with institutes like IIT Ropar, Thapar Institute. We also have the startup Futureco Ventures and Eco Paravaran, which takes care of all the CSR and CER requirements for all corporates, and our NGO, Environment Matters, in which we do a lot of environmental trainings, capacity building programs.
Okay, so what is the team strength? What is your group strength?
So for me, the strength of the group is its motivated team of 500 plus employees who are actually motivated with the mission to work for the environment. And the group strength, I would say, is also the investment in research and development to come up with new technologies for the treatment of environment. So one such technology, we have a patented solid waste organic composter with the name of Ecoster, which treats organic waste, which is in consultation with different institutions. We also have partnered with IIT Ropar to come up with our patented technology of nanobubble technology, which is a reactive nanobubble fusion technology which revolutionizes water treatment and can be used in STPs and even ponds and lakes, pond and lake rejuvenation. So the investment in R&D with such a strong team, I think, sets us apart from it, that we are a one-stop solution provider for most of the environmental solutions under one roof.
आज की डेट में sustainability has become a big industry.
Definitely.
But do people really want to work in this sector? And also, what are the skills required to get a green job?
So Gaurav ji, I would say that 10 years back, the number of courses that colleges offered for environment as a subject versus now, and the number of people opting, the number of students opting for the environment qualification versus the number of people applying now, you will see a massive shift, like big difference in the interest of people in the environment sector. And this definitely shows that people are really interested in these green jobs.
What could be the reason for this shift, if I may understand?
The reason for this shift is the rise of players and investment in this industry. And people know that this is something different, which in which they can invest right now. This is the time for it, and they can obviously reap the benefits later on.
Okay. So educational qualifications लोग इसको as a career option लेने लग गए हैं.
Right.
But what exactly is a green job? मेरा सवाल ये है, and what are the skills required in order to get eligible for green jobs?
So talking about a green job is anything that for any employee or any person who's working in the environment, sustainability, pollution control, and in this industry, that person is doing a green job which is benefiting the environment. Skills required now, environment is a big subject. And I'll just give you a few examples of what exactly are green jobs and what is required, and how the users and how the youth can invest in themselves today to have a green job later on. A bachelor's in environment or a MSc in environment or a similar subject, chemistry or something like that, is preferable for the students to get into the environmental consultancy division. So a person can choose themselves to become an environmental consultant. Number two, you need to have an understanding. So now there's specialized certification courses, such as a certification courses in EIA, a certificate course in ESG, a certificate course in sustainability. So a lot of small certification courses are there in the market. For a lot of students are doing those courses in order to gain the prerequisite knowledge to enter into this industry. Number three, for all lawyers, the lawyers can practice environment law. They can choose environment as a subject to practice environment law. For our architects, green building, the Indian Green Building Council is there, so they can choose to do a certification on how they can make the building sustainable, and they can also be independent green building auditors or consultants, so that for architects they can do this to enter into this industry. For all accountants, I would say there is a complete carbon credit calculation, there is a complete environmental economics attached to it. Environmental accounting is also there. So for accountants can equip themselves and upskill themselves into this field. Engineers, they can enter, they can invest into themselves to enter into the pollution control manufacturing industry, which is wastewater treatment plants. They can be civil designers, draftsmen. They can work on sites to create engineering solutions. So you see that for every qualification, there is an environment solution attached to it. So people can actually see that what qualification they hold, what interests they hold. For someone who's good at communication, they can actually equip themselves with environmental sustainability knowledge, and they can become sustainability trainers. There is a rising need of EHS, environment health safety officers with company. There is a rising need of CSR professionals. As corporates have huge corpus of CSR funds, they don't know how to invest and where to invest. So there is a rising and a high-end job profile of CSR professionals, of EHS certified individuals. We see a lot of investment is happening around ESG, environment, social and governance framework professionals. And for anyone who's into auditing, there is a rising need of environment auditors, energy auditors. So you see, Gauravji, as we are discussing, with every field, you must have seen that there can be a green job attached to it. So people just need to be more aware about what all options and possibilities are available, like I mentioned, and they can actually switch their careers into the environment sector despite having any qualification or any background.
So no matter who you are, anyone who is anybody can actually work in the environment sector without having to quit their own sector.
Definitely.
At the same time, completely switching into environment sector for making a serious career out of it.
Definitely.
As a company, where do you see Eco Pariyavaran today, and what is the goal of Eco Pariyavaran as a group?
I think Eco Paravaran has come a long way, starting from a single person company to having currently 500 plus employees, having a state of the art manufacturing facility, testing facility, and a corporate office space, and also branches in Gurgaon, Ludhiana, Jammu, Kolkata. Eco Paravaran has come a long way to get to its feather that it's providing all environmental solutions under one roof and achieving many awards on national, international, and government level, but I still believe we are only doing 0.0001% of the business that is there in the environment industry. So right now our focus is to develop a committed team, is to invest in R&D completely, to come up with new innovative technologies that can actually be beneficial for the society. Moving forward, I believe that Eco Paravaran definitely wants to be the pioneer for environmental sustainability solutions. We want to grow our team and sensitize more and more people that we can, and we want to expand the usage of our technology that we have been developing on nationally as well as internationally. We want to create a footprint of the environment friendly technologies that we are investing upon, and I see that Eco Paravaran has still a long way to go, and I'm sure we are on the right path and we'll be there very soon.
Before wrapping up this podcast, is there any message, because you are from Chandigarh? I think you were born also in Chandigarh.
Definitely.
So born in the city, beautiful, Janmabhoomi Chandigarh hai, Karm Bhoomi Mohali hai. Tri-city के लोगों के लिए specifically, would you like to give any message to the individuals as well as the corporates?
I think message is very simple, that from where we started that environment ये कहीं और का या किसी और का नहीं है. This environment is ours. That's why we call it our mother earth. So in case every individual at their individual level also start creating that small act, and I always say that small acts create big impacts, as we discussed throughout this podcast also. So let's start creating that small act today for a bigger impact tomorrow. And also, I encourage everyone to be a part of the solution and not the pollution. See how they can actually involve themselves with the environment. Even volunteering for a tree plantation drive or a cleanup drive is the small act that everyone as a youth level and at the city level can do. and see yourself that the environment, the industry is currently at its boom and it requires talented individuals. So I request that everyone sees how they can be part of this industry. I would want more collaborators and more businessmen to join this as an industry, because it is not about the competition, it is about the collaboration that all of us together, along with the government, have to do for a better impact on the society and the environment. And I encourage everyone to be a part of the solution and not the pollution.
सो एक्शन इज द मैजिक वर्ड। अगर वो छोटी सी भी कोई एक्ट है जिससे आपके पर्यावरण को बेटर इम्पैक्ट पहुंचता है, सो डू दैट। लोगों को जिम्मेदार ठहराना भी अक्सर एक स्मॉल एक्ट ही है। अपने आसपास को साफ रखें, अपने घर को साफ रखें, अपने इस शहर को साफ रखें। विद दैट नोट, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस ऑन दिस पॉडकास्ट आयुष जी। आई विश यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट।
Thank you. And I had a great time interacting upon this important topic with you. And I hope that the viewers found it useful. And today, at least 5% of the viewers or 10% of the viewers would actually think before doing some pollution and would think twice on how they can associate themselves with the solution to curb the pollution.
एब्सोल्युटली एंड आई थिंक एक और पॉजिटिव चीज होगी इस पॉडकास्ट से, व्हिच आई एम श्योर आवर व्यूअर्स विल आल्सो एग्री। अ लॉट ऑफ नेगेटिविटी इज देयर। जब हम रोड पे कहीं भी चल रहे हैं, गार्बेज पड़ा है, अ लॉट ऑफ नेगेटिविटी इज देयर, बट एट द सेम टाइम वो नेगेटिविटी का रीजन ये है, देयर इज एन एब्सेंस ऑफ नॉलेज एंड अवेयरनेस कि पॉजिटिव काम भी हो रहे हैं।
Right.
सो शायद इससे वो कुछ एक प्लास्टिक को नीचे फेंकते हुए वो हाथ को रोकना बहुत ज़रूरी है। उसको मैं कहीं भी फेंक दूँ, वो एक प्लास्टिक रैपर को फेंक, इस पॉडकास्ट से अगर इतना भी हो जाता है वो स्मॉल एक्ट कि लोग उसको डस्टबिन में उठाकर डाल दें। इट जस्ट बर्न सम कैलोरीज़ राइट? अगर पार्क में कुछ नीचे पड़ा है 10 सेकंड भी नहीं लगते, 2 सेकंड लगते हैं, 20-25 कैलोरीज़ बर्न हो
It's
जाए।
all about the mindset.
इट्स ऑल अबाउट द माइंडसेट।
So let's change the mindset and let's create a positive environment.
Okay, so let's change the mindset. Let's continue to create positive impact on our environment through small acts that create big
Big
impacts.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us once
Thank you
again.
so much, Gaurav.
Thank you for watching our podcast, viewers. God bless you.